The 1998 to 1999 elections were administered by transitional decrees until the 2001 Electoral Act was passed into law. The Act was replaced and reenacted as the Electoral Act 2002, which was in turn repealed and reenacted in 2006, 2010, and now we have the Electoral Act 2022. You may recall that in 2017, the Commission decided to establish fixed dates for elections in Nigeria. This decision was based on our determination to create certainty in the electoral calendar and to enable stakeholders in the electoral process, that is the Electoral Commission, political parties and candidates, security agencies, observers, the media, and so on, to prepare adequately for elections. By that decision, Presidential and National Assembly elections shall hold on the third Saturday of the month of February of each general election year, while governorship and state houses of assembly elections shall hold 2 weeks later. Consequently, the 2023 general election was scheduled to commence on 18th February 2023 with the Presidential and National Assembly elections, followed by the governorship and state houses of assembly elections on the 4th of March 2023. However, the Commission could not release the detailed timetable and schedule of activities for the general election as it normally would because of the pending enactment of the Electoral Act 2022. The bill has not been signed into law. Therefore, the Electoral Act 2022, together with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, form the legal basis for conducting all elections in Nigeria. In particular, the Electoral Act provides strict timelines for the implementation of electoral activities based on the date of the general election. One of the significant timelines is the publication of notice of election not later than 360 days before the day appointed for holding an election, which has now lapsed for the 2023 general election. Consequently, the Commission has decided to adjust the dates for the 2023 general election to ensure compliance with the provisions of the new law. Accordingly, the Presidential and National Assembly elections will now hold on Saturday, 25th February 2023, while the governorship and state houses of assembly elections will hold 2 weeks later on Saturday, 11th March 2023. With this adjustment, the 2023 general election is now 363 days away. Under the law, there are critical time-bound activities from the publication of the notice of election to the conduct of polls, which form the timetable and schedule of activities for the elections. Some of the critical activities and their dates of implementation are as follows. Number 1, publication of notice of election, Monday, 28th January 2022. Conduct of party primaries, including the resolution of disputes arising from them, Monday, 4th April 2022 to Friday, 3rd June 2022. 3. Submission of nomination forms to INEC via the INEC portal for Presidential and National Assembly election, 9 a.m. on Friday, 10th June 2022 to 6 p.m. on Friday, 17th June 2022. 4. Submission of nomination forms via INEC online portal for governorship and state assembly elections, 9 a.m. on Friday, 1st July 2022 to 6 p.m. on Friday, 15th July 2022. 5. Commencement of campaign by political parties for presidential and National Assembly elections, Wednesday, 28th September 2022. 6. Commencement of campaign by political parties for governorship and state assembly elections, Wednesday, 12th October 2022. 7. Last day of campaign by political parties for presidential and National Assembly elections, midnight on Thursday, 23rd February 2023. And 8. Last day of campaign by political parties for governorship and state assembly elections, midnight on Thursday, 9th March 2023. The detailed timetable and schedule of activities for the 2023 general elections will be circulated to the media at this briefing. Soft copies will also be uploaded to the Commission's website and social media platforms immediately. The notice of election will be published in our offices in all the states of the Federation as required by law on Monday, 28th February 2022. With the coming into force of the Electoral Act 2022, the Commission will work assiduously to conclude and publish new regulations and guidelines for the conduct of elections that are consistent with the Act. These regulations and guidelines, as well as the manuals issued by the Commission, are all part of the legal regulatory framework for elections. Their timely publication will enable all stakeholders in the electoral process to become conversant with their provisions as they prepare for the 2023 general election. On this note, I wish to remind stakeholders, especially the political parties, of their responsibility to adhere strictly to the timelines in this timetable and schedule of activities, as well as all other timelines established by the Commission. It is necessary that all political parties comply with the extant legal framework, ensure proper organization and management of party primaries, and the nomination of qualified candidates in order to prevent unnecessary litigations and rancor. This is not just a matter for the Electoral Act. It's a constitutional provision that there is a time frame for commencement of campaigns, which is 150 days to the election, and there is also a period for end of campaigns, which is 24 hours to the election. So let me seize this opportunity to draw the attention of parties and candidates that the law makes specific definite provisions for the commencement of campaigns and the end of campaigns. And all Nigerians are required to adhere to the provisions of the law, including political parties and candidates. What we'll do very quickly is to hold a meeting with all the political parties in Nigeria and discuss not only this issue of campaign, but all other issues that require the attention of political parties as provided for in the Electoral Act 2022. Chooks or Kocha, extent of telecom network. Chooks, this is the Independent National Electoral Commission, not the Nigeria Communications Commission. What I can tell you is that from the pilot we conducted, transmitting results to our IREF portal, we have covered all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. We have had no challenge, whether it is remote rural place or urban areas, in transmitting results. So that has convinced us that actually we can transmit results by uploading polling unit level results to the IREF portal in from all the 176,000 locations nationwide. Remember, we have polling units in over 176,000 locations. So we are encouraged by the pilot we have conducted, and we have no doubt the capacity is there for us to transmit results from all the polling units. All political parties are supposed to comply with the timetable and schedule of activities released by the Commission. Any political party that operates outside the timelines provided by the Commission, if it is with respect to party primaries, will not be expected to submit the name of a candidate to the Commission. These these guidelines or timelines are supported by regulations and guidelines which are anchored on the provisions of the Electoral Act. So we expect all political parties to comply. Any political party that fails to comply with the timelines provided for in the timetable and schedule of activities, particularly with respect to the conduct of party primaries and the nomination of candidates, will not be expected to nominate candidates to the Commission for Elections. It's happening in 4 states of the Federation, in 6 constituencies as we speak. That is my best response to what INEC has done by responding to the glitches with the beavers in some elections. Remember, the first pilot was in Isoko, the Isoko South 1 by-election. We then deployed the beavers in the Anambra governorship election. We had challenges in Anambra 1, but in Hiala it performed optimally. We had issues in the FCT area council elections. But what is happening right now as we speak in 4 states of the Federation is a cause for cheer. There are no glitches in Ogojayala and Akpabio state constituency in Cross River. There are no glitches in Ongopala in Imo State. There are no glitches reported from Panshin South in Plateau State or Jos North and Bassa federal constituency in the same Plateau State. And we have had no reports of glitches in Akure North, Akure South federal constituency in Ondo State. We responded, learned from the experience of previous elections, and we have improved on the functionality of the beavers. After the election, we'll come up with specific figures of the functionality of the beavers in these 6 locations. So my best answer to you is actually to observe what is right now happening in 4 states of the Federation in 6 locations. There are no challenges with the beavers. I hope I'm clear on that one. Thank you.